Game 5. Only had 2-0 so far, right? So first time I've seen two new players come out at the same time. In the bottom left, blue Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. In the top right, red Terran from Team NV. He needs one map of the next two to win this and send them through to another playoff matchup. It's Bunny. Alright guys, I'm getting set up here, see what is gonna go down. In some TvT action, TvT, it can go long for sure on a map like this one as well. So strap yourselves in. It's possible as well that this can be a shorter map. Just because TvT can be like that, right? Something goes kind of wrong, someone gets across the map early. There is a realm of possibility where that can kind of be a big thing, so... There's potential across the board for a few different things to go down here. Excited to see what exactly is going to end up happening. Again, ByuN cannot lose a map. One map means he loses his life, and that means, well, not literally, obviously, but Shopify Rebellion lose a life, and that means they have no lives left. And then even if he went 1-1, Team NV would have a life left anyway, so they win. But if Bunny goes 2-0, well, obviously, just like I say, Bunny one map wins it. If ByuN goes 2-0, then they both have one life left. And then we're in that final match situation. And we'll talk more about that if we get there. If we get there. Because again, that is not a guarantee. Bunny has been playing great so far. Absolutely stellar performance yesterday. 5-0, 3-0 max packs, 2-0 against Special. Looked good in that TvT as well. Definitely finding his way out of some weirder situations too. Put himself in some definitely good positions, for sure. Depot in the corner. And a Reaper about to finish building. And so far, this game number 1 has been pretty normal. Faster CC from Bunny, so he's going to get away with that. ByuN, no surprise to see him being the player who is a little bit more tentative on the expansion. Just in general, ByuN is a player who prefers to play aggressively, right? I mean, he just prefers to have the units and have the chance to do stuff like this. Dive in, boom, that's an SCV kill perhaps. Going to go after a mule. Bit of indecision what he goes for. One SCV now goes down. The Reaper of Bunny in some trouble as he tries to handle this scenario as best as possible. 2 workers down. Now the Hellion's shown up. He saves the Reaper. Can we stop one more worker going down? We cannot. So that will fall as well. And that will pretty much for now be our setup. 3 workers going down. That's nice for ByuN. He's got a later CC, so you kind of need to do some damage. He actually has 3 workers ahead, ByuN. So his economy is really looking good. I guess that faster CC of Bunny has just not had much of a chance to really come into play or anything, so yeah, something that's definitely noteworthy. There goes the little drop again. Marines just gonna head out, so ByuN looking to be the aggressor straight away. The one Hellion might get caught here. No, maybe, possibly. A little glimpse. I mean, ByuN doesn't have a lot left on the low ground as well, though, so that's also a factor here, something to keep in mind. But defensively, he might have been in trouble if the Hellions of Bunny made a play, but Bunny didn't know it was safe to move forward, so he kind of left in that awkward situation where no one really knows what to do for the best. Marines unload, SCVs pull away, Hellions are going to return to deal with that. A small lost mining time on the side of Bunny, and ByuN is definitely kind of saying to the world in this opening that he's going to take the eco advantage here, one way or another. Gets himself an SCV. Yeah, really, honestly, not bad. A little bit of damage dealt, lost mining time caused. That's what you're looking for, you know, disrupt your opponent's mining. Just give yourself as much potential as possible to kind of be in that eco game. Still equal workers. That earlier CC of Bunny did finally pay off. As Bunny is going Ravens, number 2 already. It's a little bit ahead of ByuN's Raven number 2, because obviously ByuN built a medevac initially, so there is a difference there. And Bunny just says 1-1-1 setup, 3 CC. There's not really much that can bust me down here. ByuN is doing the exact same. Looks as though, for the moment at least, we're going to start seeing a bit of a longer kind of played out TvT here, rather than maybe one of the shorter ones I was suggesting. Sometimes can happen. ByuN's Widowmine gets a kill. Nothing major. Just clearing up some of the map controlling units of Bunny, trying to find out anything they can. Just keeping all that nicely controlled for now. Well, Auto-turret action going to find 2 SCVs. It's a little risky, obviously, anytime you take your Ravens onto the map, but in this case, looks as though ByuN's going to be able to get that Raven out alive. So a couple SCVs get some, trades a little bit of early energy for some kills. Again, just wants to be the player, dealing some damage, getting damage done, putting himself into a good, strong, winning position so far. That definitely seems to be the game plan of ByuN so far. Be the one to keep on dealing the damage and all the rest of it. Widowmine shot going out. It's time Bunnies. They both start Stim. They both building Vikings. Very similar styles of TvT at the moment, guys. There's really not much between them. ByuN is faster on the barracks, right? I believe those 2 reactors building are already on barracks, whereas Bunny's 2nd and 3rd racks are just now building. So that is a lead, which ByuN currently holds. So that, of course, is quite important to note. As tanks begin to move on over, and the rest of the army from Bunny continues along as well. So Bunny going to be the one to try and take position. ByuN sees it. What does he have to protect his 3rd location, though? Not much. I think Bunny can get something of a position on this command center. Ravens into the main, going to threaten at least a little bit here. Oh, double Matrix. Awkward moment. Vikings will not catch up, though, so that's a lot of ByuN's Raven energy now used that he cannot use to defend. That's actually a major problem. He doesn't have the units he needs to defend this, I don't think, anymore, because now Bunny's Ravens can come in, Matrix the tanks. He just must Matrix the tanks and just take this 3rd base position. Didn't even have to. ByuN was already realizing what was going to happen here. He was way too trigger happy with his own matrices. I get it. You're scared of having mass matrix in your main base, but you just can't have no Raven energy right now, and that is the problem. I mean, if this fight happens, it doesn't even need to be matrices. A massive auto turrets from Bunny just surges him through this fight in an advantage. I mean, ByuN's in serious trouble right now. I mean, he's going to try and take position on the bottom side instead with the base, but yeah, I mean, that means that the main base is more open to attack. Bunny's going to play very responsibly and start to pull back, or just rotate around, I suppose, over this direction instead. There's a group of Marines here which are going to be found. Tanks get sieged up, gets a shot on the Marines as well. Bunny playing this pretty well so far, I gotta say, guys. I mean, the Ravens are going to be back. ByuN's going to drop the auto turret, so he's going to commit to this fight. Bunny's trying to keep his Ravens out of the way as long as possible. Yeah, the Viking War does go the way of ByuN, so he's going to maintain air control. That's going to be tough then for Bunny to actually get his Ravens into play. I think that's going to be an issue now, perhaps. Maybe Bunny could have done with auto-turreting in return there. I know the Ravens might go down, but maybe that would have been his chance. Oh, he's going to find the flank to Matrix the tanks. He's going to move forward. His own tanks coming in range. Auto-turrets going down to try and protect here. The Vikings land from ByuN. Bunny needs to target fire down some of these siege tanks right now. This is going to be what allows him to break through, if anything. There are 2 tanks remaining. This Viking could maybe land. There's Marines there to support. Bunny is not going to find the bust through. ByuN will hold with a couple of tanks. The Ravens pretty much all went down in that fight. And that's the thin line we are walking right now. The razor-thin wire of success and defeat. Because those 2 tanks are the only reason that ByuN keeps on mining from a 3rd base here. Bunny's Raven super low as well. He wants to protect that. A few Marines step forward to do so. Bunny's problem is that when he's not sieged, his army is not great. He doesn't have a lot of the buff or a lot of the support he'd be liking to add in for the most part. So, man, what a tense game so far. Let's do attack, +2 armor, both starting up already for SCVs. Turn in some money. Two starts on the side of Bunny as well. It's just going to get that up and running. Marines and Medivacs pull out over. Remaining into the center of the map. I like that Bunny's keeping some map control then, just with a group of Marines. This is a single tank siege. That's obviously not a position to push into. He notices that though. Just gets the build and structure of the front there, cancels that up. Obviously, Bunny back at home. Fourth base is up and running. Oh, Bunny staying AFK with these Marines though. ByuN gonna find some good damage. Gets 2 Medivacs, a clump of Marines. Finds himself getting some damage back into this game a little bit in that regard. I mean, he's never been really behind on supply, ByuN. It's been the positional advantage that Bunny had that was very scary. So as everything kind of, you know, as the dust settles, ByuN's kind of okay. And I mean, actually, when you look at things, ByuN has more workers. He has faster upgrades. What is ByuN really behind it? I mean, his starports, maybe. I mean, Bunny's got the extra 2 starports now already finishing, so maybe that's something ByuN hasn't invested into yet. I mean, it feels like we're living in a world where I just expected Bunny to have more advantages, I suppose. But like I say, a lot of his advantage was the positioning. When he tried for that burst on those tanks and he didn't quite break all the way through, that kind of came, you know, that was the end of his advantage, I guess. He starts up 2 more CCs and he is going to start moving straight into Ravens here, so Bunny is very comfortable to say, right, Raven time, you know, let's get this set up, let's get this moving along. So Marine's going to stim down here, obviously moving quickly so they can get through the sensor tower vision ASAP as whoa. There's going to be +2 attack from Bunny, but that's a lot of Marines out of ByuN and his tanks get sieged. I do not know what Bunny was hoping to find in that situation. I don't know what he saw that made him believe he could just go running in there and find something. ByuN was there, ByuN responded, got there to defend. Another exciting few moments for sure. ByuN is actually going to have some tanks rolling around in the middle of the map. Just kind of ahead of everything else. Needs to be a little careful about that. Yeah, I feel much more comfortable now that they are sieged. I feel a lot better about things as Bunny continues to rally through to the center. Marines actually going to come through the line of sight blocker, so you don't actually have vision on that straight away. 5 tanks all in trouble. All 5 go down. Marines stand and fight as well at the end from Bunny. He will now leave. Well, it takes down a lot of his opponent's tech. I mean, obviously numbers might drop off in ByuN, for Bunny and kind of go in ByuN's favor, but losing 5 tanks is a lot to rebuild. He does have a little drop of his own on the bottom right, trying to slow down the 5th base of Bunny from coming online, and I think that's a kill actually, so that's a great pickup from ByuN. ByuN, who is very far ahead on 3-3 as well. His upgrades are really astounding when you compare it to Bunny, who just about started +3 attack. That is an issue when this game potentially comes into more and more Marine-focused fights. That's a Raven flying overhead. Uh-oh, ByuN, are we going to run into this tank line? We've got to back it up. He takes a massive beating. Holy crap. Those tanks destroyed a clump of Marines in the center. Ravens are showing up. Uh-oh, Matrix is going down. The tanks have unsieged, but Bunny is going to try and take a fight. ByuN's still trying to take a fight. He's re-sieged here, and ByuN is going to try and protect his units from going down. The Medivac saved a couple of the siege tanks there. Tense moment as ByuN now flops behind in supply, and this game just flops one way, then the other in general. Neither of these players are able to take a substantial, solidified lead so far. Bunny in the middle of the map is starting to steamroll through this army, though. Is ByuN actually in a little bit too much trouble? ByuN lost a lot here. Bunny has the Raven count, though, and the Ravens are so powerful. They just bring so much utility, so much value, so much efficiency. ByuN is building 16 Marines at a time. But Bunny's Ravens will just not allow ByuN, in theory, to take a good fight. ByuN has to really catch Bunny off guard with a surge of units. Forward we go as Bunny once again, with the Ravens and the tanks that he has, should be hoping to play a positional game. But, like I said, ByuN wants to play chaotic. He wants to play everywhere. He wants to play quick, and that's the one thing ByuN absolutely can still do. Ravens getting into a bit of trouble. There's the Vikings trying to shoot down Medivacs. Medivacs flying overhead. Bunny taking losses. This drop is causing chaos, and Bunny is not dealing with it well at all. We know that ByuN likes to stay a little bit kind of loose on the tech in TvT. You know he likes to play these faster-paced games with bio units that just don't make sense in TvT a lot. But now he's making it work. I mean, that one drop is going to turn Bunny completely around on the map. Now ByuN's going to have other openings available to him, and he can start pushing up to the top side. Here we go. Tanks are sieging. Marines are pushing. 1 CC lifts off, moves away. Can Bunny find a way through here? A lot of his Ravens are hurting because they've been flying overhead from Marines as well. These Marines trying to drop on top of these tanks, and that looks like a success story too. But ByuN is going to find another big move. And Bunny losing a chunk of tanks right now. Another tank here going down. SCVs are pulling. ByuN is winning on the left-hand side as well, and Bunny is crumbling, falling apart. 3-3 from ByuN is powering him through these fights, as Bunny is just not winning anywhere on the map. 50 supply down in a surge of action, all going in ByuN's favor. He initiated it with one drop when Bunny was looking so well primed in the middle of the map. Wow. Right now, ByuN is doing it. And I mean, he is just playing this style so well. This style where you've got to stay super active on the map. You've got to be, you know, taking advantage at every twist and every turn possible. There we go. Ravens are going to matrix up a lot of the tanks here. Forward we go. Tanks are fully hit, though. ByuN takes a big round of losses there, but Bunny is still trying to recover, and he's got more Marines in his main base. He is down 40 workers. ByuN's production should not give up here, as we are going to chase down that medevac that had the tank inside. A Raven dies. Order turrets just aren't doing enough here against these 3-3 Marines. Maybe this... there is a siege tank there, I believe. But these tanks going to get jumped on as well. ByuN... I mean, they were never going to be pretty fights from ByuN, right? Not when he's trying to bust tanks and keep momentum. Bunny types GG, and ByuN is going to take a map when Bunny loses his first map of the playoffs. And ByuN is going to put the Shopify Rebellion into another map. Not lose this game, or the Shopify... The Shopify Rebellion will be dead. Another season of the Team League passing them by. In the bottom left, our blue Terran player from the Rebellion. Can he take them to another round? It's ByuN. Top right, our red Terran player. This is Bunny. Team NV. Win this map, and you're facing Alpha X about half an hour from now. Alpha X do wait, by the way. Again, we haven't talked much about the future matchup today, but Alpha X are waiting for the winners of this series in the next round of the playoffs. That will be played today. I mean, this match has been intense and fun and back and forth. We have no reason to kind of, you know, talk about that future match already, because this one has just been very exciting and very fun. Map number 2. Tracks on both sides. Going to be finishing up here. Both of them playing differently again. This time ByuN is going to go one gas expand. So ByuN is going to do what his opponent did last time around. Last time Bunny played that a little bit more. Wait, no, was it? I'm getting confused. It was ByuN, right? ByuN played the one gas expand last time as well and was... No. It was Bunny, because I was talking about how ByuN wanted to get damage done and do some aggression. Yeah. God, I'm getting confused, man. It was Bunny that played the one gas expand. So they're going to swap build order roles this time around. And, yeah, because I said ByuN likes to be the aggressor, you know, and to be fair, I still stand by that, and I think it's nice to switch it up, but I'm kind of surprised that ByuN doesn't want to be the guy that gets out on the map, he gets units straight away. Maybe happier just to see, you know, it turn over to that mid game and to kind of play from there. Suppose wouldn't be too crazy. Reaper. Oh, nearly dead. Gets away alive. ByuN. A little bit sad about that, because killing a Reaper here would have been nice, especially when your one rack's expanding early. It just means that you kind of alleviate some of the potential incoming pressure, right? So, one less Reaper, just so much less to worry about altogether. Generally something you're kind of happy with, so... Give him the 2 Reapers now. If this was 1, he could contest this. Because it's 2, he loses an SCV. Now he is going to try and get a kill, and he should get the kill. Oh, the bop! The grenade! No! He needs to back away. Oh my goodness. Bunny's Reapers will not die. Talk about mental victories. That is Bunny going to be extremely happy with that. I mean, that is really a bit crazy. 2 times the Reapers get away 1 hit from death. Two Reapers, 1 Heli, and then just set back and defend from Bunny. ByuN already has a Viking on the way out, by the way. Interesting to see such a fast Viking. To me, that suggests he feels like Bunny is going to be somewhat aggressive and kind of come across the map toward him with like a medevac. And the Viking can be then very good at zoning that medevac out and taking that aggression away. Bunny just building a Raven, so he's going to be a bit better set up into that mid game. A little bit of initial Raven energy in his favor. He was the one with the kind of the Raven advantage last time around as well, right? You know, he was really the one that was looking to make the play, still had the triple Raven left over. And tried to make that jump initially, which didn't quite do enough. Cyclone here, a very bulky unit, as if we really need to, the Viking could land as well defensively for ByuN. And with 5 Hellions, he's actually just going to go on the chase. That is a dead Reaper. We're not going to chase the Cyclone. Maybe could have gone for it, but decides to play it safe. Hellion goes down, 2 Reapers a Bunny. Pretty even across the board. Again, early unit skirmishes, unless they lead into kind of a larger fight or a larger opportunity, these don't matter all too much, right? I mean, missing a Hellion here or a couple of Reapers there is not going to influence the game 2 or 3 minutes down the line when there's tanks and, you know, Marines starting to fight, starting to get upgrades. That's when this game really begins. That's when the trades really do begin to matter a bit more. So unless you lose 2 Reapers, and that means that your opponent can then attack in and wipe a mineral line or kill a few SCVs, these little skirmishes are, you know, somewhat unimpactful. Leans to the upper right side. Gonna have a look around. Cyclone coming through. At this point, we start building tanks. Extra barracks on the way already from ByuN, by the way. He's building his 3rd on location, but Bunny takes advantage of that. Now, he might be saying goodbye to the Cyclone here. Yeah, the Cyclone of ByuN is going to go cut it off. Lock-on's already spent. And that Cyclone, high ground vision. Yeah, save until the Hellions reach it. Slows down the CC, at least, right? It's something. I'm going to move forward here. Tanks, Raven, Vikings. Going to get ready. Our own 3rd CC actually only just starting from Bunny, so bit later on that 3rd base. Gonna try and hold a very forward position here. The Hellions and the Cyclone, don't imagine they would try and sneak into the natural, but getting a good read on things. A little scan check up from Bunny, make sure he knows what ByuN is doing. Okay, stim pack, double reactor on the starport. Vikings might have just been glimpsed at the very end there. Even if not, you can probably just assume Vikings. You have a pretty good read of what's going on. Medevacs, it's a little bit too early for those, considering you still see a stim pack upgrading, or what you would assume is a stim pack upgrading. And the Marines get in, 1 Marine going down, and Bunny continues to push down to the bottom left as the Hellions and a Cyclone coming through. A Marine gets picked off, and now some SCVs. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Bunny! Goodbye, workers! 10 workers going down, and ByuN finding serious damage. 12 workers killed, 13! Oh my goodness, these units, they waited and they waited on that right-hand side, and they found the moment to pounce. Unbelievable. Bunny is in trouble. 25 workers down. I mean, it feels like he's looking to set up an attack anyways, but now he has to do damage with this. And when you're forced to deal damage in TvT, that's when the game really turns sour for you, because that's when you're attacking into positions that don't really make sense. That's when you're giving the defender all of their defender's advantages getting to come into play. ByuN has Ravens he can use here. He even gets the first Viking snipe off. Tank shots are going the way of ByuN right now as well. Auto turrets. Wanted to get the tank, I think. He's going to, not lose the Raven. Now he will. Full of energy. Something goes wrong for ByuN finally, as 1 auto turret does kill off a siege tank there. We're actually going to stim down this ramp. We're going to take this fight. Auto turret's going down. Can't say I love that for ByuN. I mean, that's ByuN taking a fight when he doesn't need to initiate, right? He's got so many more workers. He can just be the defender. Just let your upgrades come through. Let your production swell and swarm and be good. You don't need to push already, right? Just chill out a little bit, right? You don't need to go so soon. You don't need to go so quickly. Just scary for that reason alone, honestly, but Still kind of okay for ByuN. Army supply is just about in his favor, and with defender's advantage, Bunny still has a huge way to go. He's 30 workers down, Bunny. He's morphing in the third orbital, but he's not making SCVs. I think he's fully committed to ending the game right here. Vikings going in after each other. Just going to be seeing the tanks come across into the center as well. Another couple tanks getting set up. Tanks are going to siege and auto turret Matrix going down. ByuN still just needs to find the final defense here, and he is going to take down one more tank, and with every tank he kills, he's moving close towards it. Marines on a flank as well, as again, ByuN just needs to push this back one time, and he is good to go. Here we go. Moving in. Raven's going to be in some trouble here. They drop some auto turrets down. The Marines are actually just looking way too powerful as these Vikings just continue to drop. GG's. ByuN gets a big 2-0 for the Shopify Rebellion, and we are going down to a replacement, a revive from Team NV.